The Prime Minister of the Ukraine has resigned. Ukrainian Prime Minister resigns as Kiev moves towards elections. When I first saw this story, I thought, because Robert Perry was reporting yesterday that Robert Perry is an investigative reporter who very often takes on stories that when they're first put out there seem like, oh, come on, that can't be. Like, Robert Perry was one of the first guys to report that the Reagan campaign had cut a deal with the Ayatollahs in Iran to hold the hostages to screw Jimmy Carter in the election of 1980. He reported that Nixon, not back in the day, but as the evidence came out, that Nixon back in '68 blew up John LBJ's successful negotiations with South and North Vietnam for a peace in '68, so that Hubert Humphrey would lose the election and Richard Nixon would win. He's reported extensively on the Kennedy assassination, stuff like that. So people sometimes think that Robert Perry is like, really pushing the edge, but he's usually right. And he's reporting that there are several news reports that the guy who pulled the trigger on the surface-to-air missile that took out the Malaysian airliner was a defector from the Ukrainian military. And there's growing suspicion among the rebels that he defected to the rebel cause in order to discredit them. And he took out the airliner to do that. Now, I read that yesterday, and I thought, well, this might be a stretch. And then I saw the headline this morning that the Prime Minister of Ukraine has resigned and that his parliament, his cabinet, is dissolved. And I thought, whoa, maybe there's something to it, and the story came out. Turns out there's apparently, at least on the surface, no relationship between the two. That this is more that the governing coalition has fallen apart. This guy can't pay his military. He's not able to functioning, not able to govern in a functioning fashion. And Poroshenko, the president, is going to continue to hold power and call for a new election. But while this is happening, let's not forget, Ukraine is dropping bombs on cities in its own country, on the eastern border, on the border with Russia. And the people who are being bombed are the people who are using the surface-air missiles to try and take out the bombers, and they've brought down 4 or 5 of them so far. So this situation is a whole lot more complex than the simple jingoism or bumper stickers or conspiracy theories or accusations that we're hearing either, in my opinion, from the State Department, from the Russian government, or in particular from the Ukrainian government. This most recent charge from the Ukrainian government that the Ukrainian fighter jets were shot down from Russian territory. I just don't believe it. The Ukrainian government is known for their hyperbole, and I don't think that Russia would be that stupid to actually intervene in a war from their own land. But we'll see how all this plays out, and I'll keep you up to date. The collapse of the coalition Thursday, as today, was the result of the withdrawal of 2 parties. UDAR, this is in the New York Times, David Herzenhorn reporting. UDAR, which is led by the former boxer Vitaly Klitschko, and the Svoboda Party, which is, they call it a nationalist party. I would call it a neo-Nazi party. The development followed weeks of negotiations, details of which were not immediately disclosed. So basically, the coalition, which included the Nazis, fell apart. They're fighting with each other. There have been fistfights in the Ukraine parliament the last 2 days in a row, and the thing has fallen apart. Not a good thing to happen when you're fighting a war, but we'll see where it all goes.